What is up, you guys? How are y'all doing on this beautiful Saturday? I am FC Racers, and I am joined by the one and only Electric. How are you today?
Doing really, really swell. Just a nice little Saturday morning filled with racing action. And of course, the first Celeste race of the day, I'm so excited for Starcruncher versus squeali0. Starcruncher has just proven to be such a solid player. And it's been really, really entertaining to watch their runs. And squeali0, one of the few Xbox runners, also just a treat to watch. So we should have a good one in store for us.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, to point some things out, because Starcruncher does run on PC, there has been a gentleman's agreement made. Starcruncher will not skip prologue, and he also mentioned that he's going to go for demo in 3A, but after he completes that, he's going to just chill for 10 seconds to mitigate the time difference between squeali0 and him, because squeali0 does not have the beloved demo dash. So also, you might notice the Starcruncher's got his language settings to German, as he hails from Germany. But so you can see a little bit of difference, but nothing too crazy. I mean, overall, it's still going to be a very exciting race. Really a fantastic runner, as Starcruncher is himself. Both runners have been putting in a lot of good work, and I think Starcruncher PB'd not too long ago, so it's going to be very hype. We've seen a couple other Celeste people in the chat. Hello and welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always.
Yeah, it's such a treat of a game, and like it provides so much variety compared to Mario.
It really does. There's a lot of different routes and options and cool tech that people go for or don't go for. So it's really entertaining. Also, I miss seeing that full drawn out cutscene. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right. Where the crow's telling you, hey, you can dash. It's a little bit unfortunate that we don't have that dash earlier on in the prologue, but not to worry. We get it right when we start Forsaken City, so.
Actually, I think somebody actually made a custom level where you have prologue. But it's prologue, but you have your dash. And I think there actually might even be like a custom level leaderboard for it, but I'm not 100% sure.
That'd be kind of interesting to see.
Like, how crazy would it be to have that dash in the beginning? Like, I wonder how much time you could theoretically save on top of what is already in the game.
I feel like the movement would look a ton like the Awake section from Chapter 2, and that'd be pretty sweet to see right at the beginning of the run.
That would be. And an opportunity for corner boost as well, which I know in Prologue, you can actually corner boost without your dash, which I know the TAS does, and I think a few other runners do it as well. But we are going through City here. Starcruncher looking to pull slightly ahead, about a screen and a half ahead here as we head to the final two screens. Got the spike jump here, and then this nice wall climb here. Starcruncher going forward first.
And nicely done. Neither of them having a little bop in that spike section. That's really good to see. We see a ton of people just try to do the dash a little bit too late and end up going right into the spikes.
Very solid City from both runners here as we head into the iconic old site in this beautiful song, Resurrection. Shout out to Lena Rain, of course, as always.
Of course. I said it so many times during Pace, but I stand by it. Some of the ambient music in this game stands firm with the gods that are like Boards of Canada, Autziture, Aphex Twin. Like Lena really has proven her prowess in ambient music making with this game.
I'm gonna need a clip of that because I'm gonna post that on Twitter and tag her in that so she hears that, because I'm pretty sure that she would be very honored by that. Yeah,
I mean, it's true. Like
oh yeah, no, definitely.
And especially the progression as you go through Old Site. The second you break that mirror, it's just, I love the layers in Old Site music. It's easily my favorite that isn't a B-side.
Yeah, definitely. I love the progression of everything. Actually, in the battle and chase, you don't get to hear it during runs itself, but if you actually listen to the soundtrack, there's like this nice little snare fill. I think it's a snare drum, but it's a nice little drum fill that kind of happens out of nowhere, and it's delicious. I absolutely love that part when I listen to the soundtrack on Spotify, which it is available on Spotify for y'all, in case you're wondering. Oh, squeali0 running headfirst into battle in there. It's going to give Starcruncher a nice little lead here. But he's running into problems in this corner. We're going to have to try to get out. Woo! Let's go.
Oh, barely
nice
getting
adjustment.
out before that battle and trail chases him. Oh, man.
That was really great. So for those that are unfamiliar with Battlein, Battlein is on a 3-second delay that copies every single movement that you perform with Madeline. So it's important to try to make sure that your route doesn't intersect. And little problems like that can happen, but Starcrunsher is doing a fantastic job of just kind of threading the needle there.
Yeah, did you see that beautiful movement from squeali0 where he dove right in between two Battlins? That was wild.
I did not see that. I was too busy looking at that pre-awake section on Starcruncher's side. which now he is full-fledged in there. Squealio not too far behind here, but
Losing his momentum, unfortunately.
Oh, but picking it back up. Oh, missing that ledge there. Not getting his dash back either, but still a solid time here. A 154, excellent time nonetheless.
And Squealio moving right along through here. Now, it is worth saying, I could be misunderstanding, but I believe Starcruncher has already qualified to move on in the bracket, so points from this race, not super important to Starcruncher.
Yeah, I believe that is true. I think that mathematically speaking, it is not possible for Squealio to come back. Even if he were to nail all 90 points, he would still be 5 short from Starcruncher. So it looks to be that Aurora Dash and Starcruncher are going to be the 2 from Group B. I think this is Group B. That will be moving on to the bracket portion of the qualifier here.
Which, I mean, both well-deserved. I mean, you've seen Aurora Dash play, and it's just... You can tell that IL runner spirit like the second that he starts up the game. It's ridiculous, his level.
Oh, yeah,
Starcruncher, not much of a average Joe either. Definitely has some very solid hands-on experience with the game.
Nice adaptation there in that room too. He didn't get off that off those tendrils.
Ooh, running right into the Dust Bunny in the next room.
Oh, again too.
Not liking the death cycle at all, but he's gonna take it this time around.
Smart move, smart move. It's like, that's one of the key things with, a race setting. A lot of people tend to get stubborn. They're like, no, I can do this strat, I do it all the time. And they keep going back and kind of just, just get caught up in that. And it's good to just be like, all right, just get through this room, move forward and get it out of the way.
Right. I'm not even quite sure what happened in that key room because it kind of looked like he fell without having his dash back. So, like weird movement from Starcruncher. Not quite as confident in this first section of Chapter 3 as he would probably like.
And actually, even though Starcruncher is ahead in RTA, Squealio is actually ahead by 9 seconds right now, as they both head into a huge mess. So,
and of course, that IGT much more important for this game. That is what the game is measured on for PB attempts and for the races themselves. So, at some points, we will be trying to resync the video. Squealio with some kind of interesting movement in the huge.
Yeah, it looked like he was not getting quite the optimal movement that he wanted to go for. Starcruncher taking a death here as well. So it's a little dicey here in Chapter 3 as always, because, Celestial Resort is that first hurdle in Celeste. Things get a little dicey, a little tough,
Yeah, I mean, if you were looking at the run like a stew, like the Forsaken City is just lighting the pilot light. Old Site is where you put the pan on, you go ahead and turn the heat up. Like, it's really the first spot where you really start having some issues. Did I say Old Site? I meant Celestial Resort, that's my bad.
I love the analogy that you just put together. Yeah, this is where you start getting everything warmed up and going, and then as we get, we're just gonna add our ingredients, and then we get to something of a nice hearty stew to eat in a cabin on top of a cold mountain. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, a very fitting ending, of course. But I mean, yeah, it's a really interesting run because it's not like a lot of other speedruns where you have hardness interspersed with just really free. It's a run that very progressively heats up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Alright, Starcruncher just opted to take the little safer route there in that Tails room. He's gonna come in at about 7 minutes here. Squealio hot on his tail though. Again, I think Squealio might be ahead here if he can play this room.
Oh, nice little cycle there.
Yeah, so we got about a 7-second difference between both runners here. As we move into the elevator shaft and getting to that demo. Now, again, Starcruncher said he was going to wait 10 seconds before moving on. And I'll be upfront, if he decides to not to, or if he just kind of goes for muscle memory and just guns for it, I'm not going to be mad at him.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much a concession on his side. It's not, okay, interesting backup here.
Nice save. That's actually that's hard. Because I have tried many times to do that and have been unsuccessful. All right, so Starcruncher's lining up for demo here. He's going to get
very
it.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay. Just going to hop around a little bit.
He's going to hang out.
Meanwhile, Squealio getting off what exactly Starcruncher is skipping out on. This pretty cool little hyper room.
Oh yeah.
It's a little unfortunate that this room isn't seen in runs anymore, but
yeah. No, I definitely agree. Quad hyper was one of the most important rooms to learn in Resort early on. Especially we would see it in Speed Gaming's tournament from last year. there were just a lot of people who would get hung up on that part. And so we got Starcrunsher here with Oshiro. Dave Stereo is right. We would see that room in an all chapters tournament, which actually that would be kind of exciting. You know, I mean, right now all chapters is Tej is currently grinding that out, getting ready for ESA. Clocking in at a 111 unless he got a faster time last night. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be very interesting too because we have the B sides and we have the C sides as well.
Yeah, and so much tough movement throughout that. I mean, if you've ever touched a B side in this game, you know. I actually I have 100% playthrough that I'm trying to do, but I'm forcing myself to not move on to an A side until I've completed the previous B side.
Oh,
Currently,
okay.
I'm still stuck in like one of the last rooms on Golden Ridge B side. It's just, oh man.
Hey, but that Golden Ridge B side soundtrack though.
Oh yes. Who did that remix? It's like Ghost in the something, I think.
In Love with the Ghost.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. It's like it makes grinding that level worth it.
It does.
Like,
it really does.
Like those subtle vocal effects. I'm not even sure what exactly is happening there. I don't have any expertise in music production, but oh man, it's such a beautiful soundtrack.
Absolutely.
That's another one that like it's all Lena's friends that did the remixes, right?
That is true. She hit up all of her friends and confidants and was like, "Hey, I'm making a soundtrack for a game. You guys want to do a remix for it?" And like, how cool is that?
I mean, a number of the B-side, like she definitely had good taste as far as those selections because I mean, like a lot of those B-sides are just exceptional pieces of music in their own right, not even as game OSTs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like one of the things I got excited about when finding out about the music was that Maxo did a remix for Forsaken City, and I actually really like his work too. But I got to just expand my library just from all the people that have done the remixes on there. So again, huge thanks to Lena for bringing that up. Oh, Squeali trying to go for Archie. He's gonna get got it, but was getting a little ahead of himself there. And actually, it's probably gonna give Starcruncher a little bit of time here. Let's see. Oh, as I say that, Starcruncher missing his dash crystal there. All right, so Starcruncher in the auto scroller room at 10:13. We'll see where it is for Squeali0. Going for that ultra strat, nicely done. Wow, Squeali0 just mimicking Starcruncher there, missing the crystal himself. So yeah, we got about a 5 seconds difference right now. As we are trucking along, the wind coming into play here. Nice recovery there. Not getting. That was excellent. Excellent save there from Starcruncher.
Yeah, that room can be pretty devastating with a death, so really glad he was able to go ahead and save that. But nice movement from Squeali0, that can't really be discounted at all.
Oh yeah, definitely. Squeali0 taking the other route. Not getting a good hyper there. Still able to make it up here. So, Squeali0, I believe, did go for 5B in one of his previous races. I'm under the impression that he's going to go for that again in this one. And I want you guys to pay attention to that first room in Through the Mirror. Because, again, with the differences between the two systems, 5B is significantly harder for console runners, as the little crevices, I don't know what you want to call it here, they're a lot smaller and a little more thread the needle-esque. So you'll see the difference between those as we get into that, because I know the Starcruncher goes for 5B as well. Again, it's just these little nuances too, and actually, even in this chapter too, in the Archie room, PC has a little bit of a difference there, allowing for a little more optimal movement, excuse me. But it's just these small little things here.
Yeah, it's interesting the things that they decided to change, because in a lot of cases, like, Matt Thorson's been really accepting of speedrun tech. Effectively, like, any percent is any percent, no major glitches, because anything really major has ended up being patched out, but things like wall bounces, for instance, ended up getting extended by a patch.
And then also, too, with that, on console, you have a 1 pixel buffer. I don't know, buffer's not even the right word. Pretty much a wall bounce will happen with like a 1 pixel kind of like, leeway, versus on PC you have 3 altogether. So lake skip is going to be very important. I'm pretty sure Squeali0 goes for it, but again, it's a more precise trick on console versus on PC. And again, all this will be null and void when we get the highly anticipated Chapter 9 DLC, which I
Yep.
know everybody, I've been seeing the tweets from people. They're just like, when's Chapter 9? When's Chapter 9? Which, personally, that kind of really showcases just how great this game is, because this game has been out for a year. You're seeing a lot of people that are just kind of like speedrunning it and all the sort, and then they're like, I'm ready for this new content. Let me get it. So it's very exciting for that to come around. I am also excited, but I will be patient. I know that game development is a very, very tough job, and especially with a small team. The small team from Met Makes Games. I mean, with the DLC being called the Farewell DLC, obviously I'm under the impression that they really want to just put this together. Nice skip there from Starcruncher, though. Let me cut myself off real quick. I like that trick there. Basically,
Beautiful.
yeah, that was similar to what we do in Chapter 2, where we skip a cutscene, and then we, when you come out of it, they align Madeline in the center of the screen based on her y-axis. So you're able to actually get up there and skip that whole little small section of, what's it called? Of climbing up to get that switch. But it also runs a little risk because you can die. You can get stuck in the wall there, but Starcruncher making it look so easy. Getting into the tape
Starcruncher gonna have a pretty nice tape grab overall.
Had a little bit of a hang up there, but was able to get out. Yeah, this is good. This looks like it could be a sub 120. You have to hurry with this menu though.
Yeah, which especially for qualifiers, that's a really, really solid Temple A time.
Absolutely. Squealio not getting the yeet going here. I still like the move. He was just like, you know what? I didn't get it. Let's keep going. Very important. All right, so now we got our good old friend Bub's drop coming in here, but Starcruncher ran into a little bit of a hang up there, the missed input. Again, I believe Starcruncher uses analog for Celeste, so that could easily have come into play.
Yeah, that's my understanding too, and especially I think he's on an Xbox controller, or I'm not sure if this game just uses Xbox buttons as far as like any controller input, but any controller without notches, it can be kind of hard to get the exact diagonals that you're wanting, and missing the first try Bub's drop. Okay, this could be big for Squealio, who's moving right into 5B.
This is an opportunity for Squealio to come in. It looks like Squealio maybe taking a small breather here, just perfectly fine. You definitely are allowed to do that. But Starcruncher getting Bub's drop on the second try here. He's going to continue on his trek to save our boy Theo.
Yep, having a little bit of an issue with that dash block, but he's going to be moving nicely along. A few cycles to be aware of in this room and the preceding rooms, but nice reverse typer off that switch.
Actually, this is going to be interesting because Starcruncher versus Aurora Dash, Starcruncher ran into a lot of problems in this upcoming room here. Sorry, my cat decided to jump on my laptop. Hey, bud.
Hey, yep, I wasn't sure what exactly the Discord noises were. It always takes me a second to check the backroom chat, but like when I hear a bunch of noises, I always check. So, yeah, FC Racer's cat putting some nice knowledge of hyphens and forward slashes in the chat. In fact, it looks like your cat might be a little bit of a troll because one of those things looked very suspiciously like a...
Yeah, actually, I'm going to just edit that message.
Meanwhile, we got Starcruncher going through the mirror, so this is one thing you're going to want to watch out for as well. This whole section going to be a lot thinner on Squealio's side.
Yeah, so take point in those particular sections right there. Again, we get that nice move, nice little leeway there. Oh, what is going on here?
That's an issue.
Okay. That looks like a missed input. But getting all those switches immediately. There's a problem here too. Squealio now daintily making his way through this section here. Starcruncher having a little bit of problems here with these seekers. Alright, so here you go. Look, pay attention to Squealio's screen as he comes to this first section. Like that one right there. Like very small. Actually, he missed the switch too. And also that ledge right there too. You know, you saw Starcruncher kind of just drift over to the right. Console runners cannot do that. You actually have to hit that wall first. And then again, those very slim crevices that Madeline has to work her way through.
Yeah, much harder section right there for Squealio, but is able to pull it off nicely on the second try.
So excellent time here.
Oh, Starcruncher dropping Theo right through the gap. Gonna have to do yet another retry here. Not quite getting the cycle he wants. Oh, having so many problems with this room, just like you said in that last race. Oh, Squealio, meanwhile, leaving Theo behind. Okay.
The secrets have come out in full force today.
Yeah, this room causing major problems for both runners. But as we can see, Squealio considerably ahead on IGT.
Yeah,
We got that near fake sync.
Yeah, Squealio about 40 seconds to achieve. Whoa, okay.
That was a bad death. Yeah, the gauntlet is called it for a reason.
My cat has returned.
Oh,
asking for my attention. Which probably means he needs to be let out. So I'm gonna wait until a runner finishes up one of these levels. Looks like Starcrunsher might get first strike here. Yeah, I'm gonna go let my cat out before he decides to use the bathroom in my house. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, totally understandable. Feline RNG, brand new to the Global Speedrun Association, but I mean, hey, all sorts of RNG are obviously going to be always present in speed gaming. So anyway, Starcruncher finishing pretty handily with about a 30-second deficit though on Squealio. Remember, game is timed on in-game time rather than a real-time timer. So Squealio gonna go ahead and take just a little bit of a break before moving on to Reflection. A pretty difficult stage. If you've watched this game before, you know runs are about half an hour. So alone, Reflection, Summit, Reflect, effectively half of the run. And of course, in that battle and fight, we will have a lot of pretty precision movement, a lot of screens that you have opportunity to lose massive time on. Starcruncher with the first try late skip. Squealer's gonna have a much harder time at that trick. Like FC was saying earlier, only 1 pixel. Yeah, he's not even gonna bother with the late skip, not even surprised. Just gonna go ahead and pull the Kevin block out. A nice upward dash, and he's on out of there. This is currently Squealio's race to lose. As long as he's got the consistency for this back half, that lead will pretty well ensure a win, but of course, tons of movement coming up. And so we're going to be trying for a resync here in just a sec. You're going to see Starcruncher's screen pause for some time. That's not an internet issue. We're just trying to make sure the in-game timers are back close together. So it's easier to tell exactly how close this race is.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks.
It's totally understandable. Feline RNG is also a thing to be considered.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But these guys both making some pretty decent progress in Reflection. Squealio holding on to that lead.
Now we have the sync occurring here. So I can't remember. I think Squealio still goes bottom route in hollows. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think it's so far.
Yep. Yeah, and also, so there's the resync there, so you can now tell Squealio has a pretty decent advantage.
Now my other cat is in my office playing with toys, so if you hear a bunch of ruckus in the background, don't worry, it's fine.
Cats are always interesting beasts.
Yeah, Starcruncher can vouch. There's been a lot of times where Minnie, my indoor cat, just likes to, you know, meow and everything while I'm streaming. She's basically begging for attention.
Yeah, shoutouts to Pope Squidward. He's got a clip somewhere of a cat. I forget which one of his cats, but they walked on his computer keyboard and reset his splits in the middle of a run.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Cats are some devilish fiends sometimes.
Also pretty sweet too, though.
Yeah, apologies for the data moshing you're seeing on Squealio's side. Some runners just don't have the greatest of internet, unfortunately. Some interesting visual effects at the very least.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it looks like that Squealio is going to get to. Okay, now this is actually important. I don't know if he's going to go for battle and boost or not, but he has. There's a chance his game can crash.
Yeah. So
Let's see.
you have to skip this cutscene pretty precisely.
Oh, and he did it so precise. He did it early.
Oh boy. Okay, well that will save him from the crash. So
Yeah.
the game isn't expecting battle and boost at all, and so if you do it on console, you go so fast that the game doesn't have enough time to slow you down in the cutscene, and you can like hit. And if you die during a cut, it's like nope.
Yeah, that's the big one. It's just Madeline. You run the risk of taking a death in the middle of a cutscene, and you know the game tries to respawn her in, but it's in the middle of it, and it's like I don't know how to deal with this, and then boop.
Yeah. We've seen some games where some situation like that would end up in like a wrong warp or just something really weird, but in this one the game just says no and crashes.
Yeah, and it's not too detrimental. I mean, we've had it happen. You can just jump right back into the game, and it'll spawn you right there at that checkpoint with the IGT that you had. But it's such a momentum killer. You gotta relaunch the game, do all this extra stuff.
Yup. Just so much effort.
Woo! That one almost sniping Starcrunsher out of that feather there.
Yup. A lot of little tight moments involving the laser, especially on like the very last screen. Oh man.
Oh yeah. And actually, this section is just giving both runners a little bit of a problem here. Just seeing a lot of mishaps in some spaghetti.
And of course, the nice Italian meal.
Alright, so Starcruncher is going to get to the round 2 first from RTA, but as you can see from IGT, it's actually looking a little closer than what it was. And, you know, Squealio was getting a very nice lead, but unfortunately, you know, Battle was just like, nope. Starcruncher clocking in at 23-12 here for the round 2, and actually I think he might have the lead here by a few seconds now.
Love to see these deaths in these late rooms are so.
Yeah, that's very punishing. So yeah, Starcruncher is now going to be up. It looks to be about 6 seconds. Oh, misinput there is going to actually add more time to it. It's going to turn to 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very weird movement from Squealio.
So again, I did want to touch base on the versions as yet again. So for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, it's version 1.2.1.5. Just to put that into comparison here, still fantastic times are definitely doable. Like I'm pulling up Tej's fastest time at 1.2.1.5 looked to have been a 34:10. So on top of that, I believe that Squealio has a faster time than that already. So, you know, even though it is a different version between the two, these fast times are definitely still possible, which is one of the reasons why there has been no issues with people running the console versions of the game in the qualifier and hopefully in the tournament too. I mean, we have Crichter, who runs on Xbox One. We have Squealio that runs on Xbox One, and then we have Flesh, who, oh my god, he just hit retry right there.
Okay, at least a fast checkpoint, but geez,
Yeah.
dumb time loss. But they're going to be fairly close to each other going into Summit, which a huge gauntlet of lots of movement. Starcruncher already taking a quick death early on.
Yeah, just running some mishaps here and there.
Starcruncher needs a clean Summit to assure this win.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Flesh is actually running on the Nintendo Switch, and they actually are on a further patch than the other two consoles. They're on 1.2.2.1. So that actually brings demo into play, but some of the other stuff is still intact. So it'll be interesting to say the least. but also to those of you out there who are interested in speedrunning the game, it really doesn't matter what platform you use. It's just whatever you have, whatever is accessible to you. I mean, honestly, for myself, I picked it up on Switch, and I have had it on PC as well, and it's been very helpful because I would just practice on the go. Just do some ILs on my commute, or if I'm on lunch break at work, just pop in and do a couple, Celestial Resort runs and just scream profanity in the break room while everybody looks at me like I'm crazy.
Well, a big thing with PC too that can't be understated is PC has access to the debug mode, which makes practice a little more efficient.
That is very true. I'm curious to see if they're actually going to try to find a way to implement some of that stuff into the Chapter 9 DLC, which I think would be absolutely great if they were to pull that off, because that would just open the door for everybody that is able, for all across all platforms. But we'll have to wait and see.
If I remember, you can enable debug mode on the Switch, but it does require homebrew. You have to alter your save file, but if you alter like one string in the save file, it'll enable the debug mode apparently.
Yeah, I think on PC all you have to do is just, there's a line of text that's like debug mode off, and you just turn it to on, and then I think that's all it does. Or all it takes, I should say.
It would be pretty fascinating to see that just enabled natively on the Switch, but I'm not sure if that like somehow violates the terms of service of uploading a game, because there was this dev that uploaded some game that apparently had some kind of sandboxing feature that like allowed somewhat low-level access. It wasn't even like something that would enable really serious homebrew, but the Nintendo pulled the entire game from the store after that. I forget exactly what it was that was in the game, but could be some issues preventing debug mode from being enabled, at least on Nintendo's consoles.
Also, I saw in the chat, someone saying demo without a demo button though, one frame trick. I don't have a demo button myself. I'll tell you that right now. And demo is, I mean, yeah, if you have a demo button, it's pretty much a fail-safe, but the technique itself is not that. I'm gonna just put it out there, it's not hard. Especially if you play any fighting games, particularly Street Fighter. Like the way that I've broken down demo is, if you're doing in Street Fighter, you would do like a low medium kick into a fireball with like Ryu or Ken, and basically if you just do that, you can get your demo by using just the timing. It's just down and dash and input, and then boom, done. It's like super, like I have not had an issue with it. And the same thing with Archie too. Like I thought Archie was gonna be really difficult to do, and no, you just do Sagat's Tiger Knee motion from Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and it works every time.
It's pretty fascinating that there are those timing relations. I wonder how many fighting game giants would just be just gods at speedruns.
I think there'd be a lot, actually. I mean, I know that there are some people that do both. I mean, actually, case in point, you had Esam that ran dive kick at AGDQ. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I know a couple other people have done some speedrunning as well. Oh, squeali0! Oh,
yeah, no. the orb miss. That's a pretty big mistake in this room. Oh boy.
Not like this.
This was such a close race. I mean, they were both having pretty nice summits so far.
You know, it would be a good idea to round up. Let's round up, say, like 8 to 16 prominent fighting game players across different games, and then have them speedrun Celeste. Just like learn the game, learn how to speedrun it, and then do a tournament.
That'd be an awesome tournament.
That would be pretty hype. Like do kind of like an invitational kind of thing. I mean, like there's so many fighting games out there. I mean, I know for especially people that play fighting games for like professional or for their living, so to speak, they might not have the time to squeeze in and learn some stuff. But I think that would actually be pretty dope. I think that'd be a nice
How is Starcrunsher
showcase.
gonna save this? Refusing to take the death here.
Oh, wait for
the block to respawn. Okay.
Nice neutral jumping there. Like, I can think of a few people that I would like to see. Justin Wong, off the bat. Just Wong, I know Armada has played Celeste, So, and I heard that there might have been an idea to maybe learn to speedrun the game. Not 100% sure. Oh, Squealio's going to be mindful of his stamina here. He's going to be fine. As Starcruncher now moving into 2500. Sorry, folks, I got a little sidetracked about my little idea here.
No worries.
I think it would be dope. I think it would be dope. Might have to, like, you know, drop that in the suggestion box or something. Be like, hey, maybe we can try to get something like this together. And like the best part is, it wouldn't even have to be in person. They could just do it online.
Yeah, just like we do our tournaments.
Yeah.
But it's really awesome that we're able to do this now. I mean, like 10 years ago, actually having everyone stream their gameplay and such would be such a huge feat. And now it's just pretty casual. Like it's really awesome how technology has progressed to allow this to be possible. Just like the tech in this game allows those awesome door skips from Starcruncher, of course, commentator with the professional segues.
Squealio getting his key skip here.
Ooh, Starcruncher having to take a death pretty late in this last room.
That is always bad. That's all bad. Actually, now I'm looking at the times here, and just from both runners, this is like just rough, I guess, for them. Like, Starcruncher are looking to be on pace to maybe get a 35. Actually, both runners about 35, 36 overall, which I believe is very distant from both of their PBs. I know Starcruncher is like a 31 or something like that. I think Squealio. Let me check the boards real quick because I got them on hand. Yes, actually, Squealio having a 34, so it's a little bit of spaghetti going on here. That's all right. That's okay. But we are in the home stretch for both runners here. Again, if you're compelled to do the flag countdown, by all means. We got Starcruncher in the updraft portion here. Squealio getting ready to jump in there as well. And it's just 30 flags before we reach that nice cashmere flag that's at the top. Also, we see Squealio doing the old traditional strat to get up that first section here, but Starcruncher running into some problems here.
Yep. And it's worth noting that Starcruncher's timer is 20 seconds behind, so these deaths are making some pretty substantial gains for Squealio. I think Squealio's probably going to be able to clinch this out with a very clean rest of the summit.
Yeah, I think you are right.
They're in the same room right now, so Squealio definitely with a decent lead.
Yeah,
just
and
needs
looking
to
at
keep consistency.
About 20 seconds here. It looks like we are getting another sync here. Give you guys a better idea on where our runners are at.
Yeah, and as you can see, Squealio's just really killing it today.
Doing pretty good here so far. It was 34 and some change. I had to double check it again. They're at 34.29. So this is actually, it's gonna be close to say the least on Squealio's screen. If he can finish the rest of this out and get into, actually I don't know, it might be a little too late. So I know the last section of Summit is about 45 to 50 seconds depending on the runner. So
yeah, we may not be looking at PvP potential, but Squealio does look like he's going to be securing this win fairly handily.
So yeah, the chat asking, yeah, this Summit has been, definitely has not been fair to Starcruncher. Just a lot of mishaps here and there. As you see, as I say that on flag number 13, just missed movement here. Which is unfortunate, but again, better to get those out now as we prepare to move into the bracket portion. Like, get all this nonsense out of your way now before you get into one of those matches where it's like, okay, I have to play at peak performance. That's Squealio now on flag number 2. Yeah, he's going to be really close to his PB here. I'm going to say he's going to be about 6 seconds off of his PB.
Yeah, which is not bad for a race at all. Oh man. Squealio with this nice, solid 34-36.
Yeah, okay, I was 1 second off. 7 seconds, but you know, still solid overall. He is going to take this one, and again, that is 60 points. And then I always forget about the differential between the two. So a point every 10 seconds?
Yeah. So there's 30 other points left for grabs. So every 10 seconds Starcruncher takes, that's one of those 30 points being given to Squealio. And when Starcruncher finishes, those remainder are given to him. GG's to Squealio. Let's see if we can get the guys in for interviews. I'm pretty sure Squealio's mic is busted. I remember that being an issue before.
We might get him in here. We'll see. Starcruncher is going to clock in at a 35-26 though, so almost 50-second difference between two of them. So that's going to be 5 more points for Squealio. Starcruncher is going to walk away with 25.
Yeah, and both our guys passing on interview. That's okay. You know, a pretty great run, especially from Squealio. This is a really solid run from Squealio, given his PB.
That was a very solid run overall, definitely.
And I think more Ps are definitely possible, given those mistakes that he did still have in this run. But GG's, nice solid performance from both of these guys. Now, the Celeste action may be over for the day, but that's not everything we have. We've got at 5:30 Eastern Standard, the Mario 64 task competition live results. If you think Mario 64 speedruns are crazy, go watch that task competition. Every couple of weeks, they get some tasks to accomplish, and oh man, what you can do when you have frame perfect control of every input is just incredible in that game. So definitely stick around for that. And later on at 9 p.m. EST, we've got Terran versus Pain Pita in Super Mario Odyssey. Not the end of our racing action today, but we will be taking a bit of a break before all that stuff continues. I am Electric here with me in the booth. Man, it's always been such a pleasure with you as my co-pilot.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like it's just old times all over again. Just having those beautiful flashbacks at pace. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. But before we dip out, we've got a few more plugs to go. So again, if you just tuned in and you just missed this race and you wanted to actually see all the action, head on over to GSA's YouTube channels. They've got to throw it in the chat for y'all. So we got our tournament channel, which has every single match from not just these qualifiers, but all the ones from season 1, etc., etc., etc. And then we also have the regular Global Speedrun Association channel, which has the showcase runs from pace, deep dive episodes, and then
various stream highlights and such.
Highlights and all those other great things too. There's another program in there, like ATL Insider.
The rundown, right?
Thank you. Took a second, but yeah, a whole bunch of great content. We got a lot more stuff in store with that as well. Of course, the Discord too, if you want to jump in and chat with your favorite runners and everything else. And also, be sure to give these two a follow, like on Twitch as well. Starcruncher is a fantastic variety runner. Squealio, also a fantastic runner too. I'm not sure if he plays any other games, fortunately, but I think Squealio might still have a very awesome overlay done by yours truly. I could be wrong and just putting myself on the spot to get shot in the foot here, but. And then also, follow us. Electric has been playing Mario 64, working on his 70 star. I have been recently just dwelling into Mario Maker 2 a whole lot in Bloodstain, because that's another game that I'm planning on running. But also, I'm doing Celeste as well, because I actually have matches coming up next week. So,
yeah, I'm super excited for those matches. That should be really great. And speaking of future matches, I just threw that schedule command in chat. If you want to see when all of our upcoming races are, you can check that calendar. It's constantly being updated with new matchups and such. So be sure to give that some constant checkouts to make sure you don't miss any of our races live. And yeah, like FC said, every one of us involved streams, so give us a quick follow. And if you want to support GSA directly while also getting some really swag clothing, we've got some merch with that command I just threw in chat. So go check out those hoodies. They're pretty dope. And of course, the proceeds do support the Global Speedrun Association. But that does unfortunately end our now. Come back on later for those task results and that SMO race. But for now, I'm Electric. You're with me, FC Racers, signing off. We hope y'all have a great day and y'all enjoyed this race. And we hope that y'all come back for some more speedrun racing action in the future. Peace out.
Have a good one, guys.